Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos al Palace Hotel en Madrid. Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to the beautiful, opulent Palace Hotel in Madrid. This hotel was built and commissioned by King Alfonso XIII in 1912. Literally took 18 months to build with a massive 10,000 people, with the artisans from all over Europe. It's absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, we've just wound up our most successful Economic Traders Summit. We introduced Mr. Joseph Duffy, Z-Top Strategy, the Zone Target Option Strategy, which utilizes credit spreads, debit spreads, and even diagonal spreads. It's a phenomenal strategy. It started in January the 4th of 2017, and up until yesterday, it's hit 818% return. That's right, yes, 818%. So had you had $100,000 non-compounded, you would have $818,000. We actually ran some tracker accounts with smaller amounts, and we got the same effect. Anyway, it's a great strategy. One of the unique things about Joe's Duffy strategy is that it has a profit factor of 1 to nearly 8. It's actually 1 to nearly 8. To be exact, it's 7.921. Unbelievable. It's the biggest profit factor I've seen in my entire professional career. Another unique feature about the strategy is most strategies will lose more trades than it wins. And over time, the winning trades overcome the losing trades to get you a positive ROI. Well, in this case, with the Z-Top program, it actually wins more trades than it loses. And not only does it win more trades than it loses, it's by a margin of 4 to 1. Can you believe it? A 4 to 1 margin. Anyway, it's been real fun. We had every seat in the house taken. The makeup of the attendees were mostly family wealth offices. We had a lot of, for the first time, a lot of individual solo traders that are very successful. And I also had some hedge fund managers, traders that work for hedge fund managers. In fact, I talked to two that had flown in with their family to spend the Christmas in Madrid to attend the seminar because they had a lot of trouble. They actually told me that they had quite a bit of difficult time. It was quite challenging in the months of April, May, and June, and some of July. And if you can remember back then, it was the most tumultuous times we've ever had in years. You know, President Trump had decided he was going to get a fair trade deal for us all, right? So he said, hey, Mr. Xi of China, you know, we're going to have to do something that's fair, right? And he says, I don't think so. And Mr. Trump said, yes, I do. Mr. Xi said, no, your people really are addicted to our low-cost tires and chemicals and dog food and everything else that we make. Mr. Trump said, okay, we're going to have to give you some really serious tariffs. And they were employed, and boom, the Chinese equity market contracted severely. They're on a teetering. And guess what Mr. Xi said? I think there's some room for some negotiations. But it was very difficult to make money in these ups and downs. The volatility index was at an all-time high. And on top of that, we had fat rocket man Jun Un firing missiles in the Bay of Japan, right? So how worse can it get? Well, despite that storm and despite those tumultuous times, Joe's Duffy Strategy, the Z-Top program, managed to knock out a 300% return for 2019. Isn't that amazing? So, of course, it was a great pleasure to introduce the strategy. We're winding down. We actually finished, and I wanted to get out here just to do a quick update because the sun goes down quick. It's about 4:30. The sun goes down at about 5 o'clock. Unlike the previous summits that we've had, we've always had our after our reception, after the seminar in the facility. But instead, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to the oldest restaurant in all of Madrid. It was actually established in 1725. Can you imagine going to a restaurant that's older than your own country? And it's known for its tapas and its grills, so we're going to have some paella. Oh my gosh, I mean, the national finger food is calamari sandwiches, and the sangria is to die for. My God, they've got the Tinto sangria, the Blanca sangria, the Roja sangria. I mean, a couple of pictures of that, I felt like I wanted to fight a bull, right? Not a good idea. Anyway, their feature signature dish, delicacy, is going to be the Iberico jamon Iberico. It's a porcine animal that gets fed acorns throughout its entire life. They eat herbs and acorns and natural gas in the valley. I actually went down there, and it was very interesting to see these porcine, and some of the herders, they had sticks that were about 8 to 10 feet tall, and they'd be whacking the branches, and you could hear the acorns dropping down, and Mama Pig and Papa Pig and 30, 40 different piglets were eating and grunting and oinking and just having the time of their life. Anyway, it gives a unique flavor to the meat. The meat actually has a spider web infusion of fat. And on the outside, it's a white fat that's translucent. Guess what? The fat has more omega-3s and 6s than even Norwegian salmon. Anyway, we'll be there. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to be heading back to the United States on the 3rd of January. So please, I'm going home to Texas. Please make contact with us at the corporate office in Sugar Land. If you need any help or assistance in executing the trades, maximizing your trade profits, just simply getting your account set up, do that. We want you to have a great 2020. We've got a new decade ahead of us with awesome, wonderful opportunities. Again, thanks very much for your continued support. Adios, amigos.